Good morning. Well, it wasn't easy to get signed in, but here we are. It's 10 o'clock on Pacific time on April 2nd. Here we are in April. So I'm set up and I hope you're there. I'm not going to worry about who's signing in, who's not. Um, so I would like you to come to a seated position. Use whatever you need to sit comfortably. If you have blankets, great. If you have towels, thick towels, great. What pillows, great. Other props, if you have a bolster, that would be great. If you have a you can have a pillow. If you have blocks, that's great. So today is Thursday. This is the third Facebook Live. Well, second from the house. So as I've shared, this is a new experience for me, teaching without students in the room. So it gives me an opportunity to learn and teach in a different way, and also to connect with more of you, which is sort of the silver lining in all of this. Okay, we have to look for the silver lining because we're going through a lot. We're all going through a lot, and most of us who are in our second week of stay at home, social distance, all those other terms, none of which sound very happy, do they? So some of us live alone. Some of us live with spouses or partners. Some of us live with families. And even though we live together, sometimes it can be a little challenging, especially when we can't have all the freedoms that we're used to. So I have a situation in the house I share, and so now when you're together more with people, sometimes the stuff can bubble up. Okay, so we're all being asked to find ways to be patient, and it's an opportunity to look at ourselves and our behavior, our reactions. So thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. And just a couple of reminders. This is, there's Kitty. Okay, that's the kitty that came to stay. He might be joining us. Um, all these are recorded. Okay, they are recorded. So if you miss something or miss the session, it doesn't work this time, you can go back into Facebook and listen and watch the whole thing or part of it or whatever you feel you need. Okay, and that's another thing. I know most of you are experienced, but if there's beginners out there, I encourage you to join us. Just do what you can and maybe review the real basic things. Right now, we have to take care of ourselves. We really have to take care of ourselves. So this is a great way in our home, in our own space, in privacy, to do a little nice something for ourselves in combination with everything else you're doing. Washing your hands, not touching your face, and all those, eating well, and all the things. I also encourage limiting what we take in as far as the news and social media. I mean, it's so easy because we're home so much to just turn on the TV and what's all over the news, and we all know that. And what's on social media, and we all know that. And I think there's so many dialogues and conversations that are not fruitful. So I think this is personal. I get a little agitated and frustrated. So now I'm coming to my space, into my yoga with you to look at that and to move it through. Okay, so find a comfortable seated position with me. So just remember, you need enough support. Oh, by the way, don't forget to turn up the volume on your device, okay? So sitting comfortably is often not as simple as it sounds, to be honest. What we need to think about is our alignment and our posture. And it's very important. Even if you're a beginner or you're advanced, you've been doing this for years, we have to constantly remind ourselves to pay attention to our posture and alignment. So I'm going to bring the camera a little closer so you can see me a little better. So I don't have a cameraman. I'm it. So I'm going to come a little closer, what do you think? And then we'll go to standing. I'll back it off. Okay. So I want to just remind you about how to sit. So I'm going to show you my side view. Can you see me? Yeah. And even though I happen to have very open hips, okay, I'm very open, I'm very flexible, but being really, really flexible is no more of an advantage than being really, really inflexible, okay? So when I started doing yoga, I was so flexible and I could do all the poses and I could really go far. And my teacher said to me, oh, you're really flexible, but you're not strong. Oh, so we have to find that place of balance where we're strong and flexible. Okay, so when I sit, your pelvis, your hips are like a bowl. Okay, and if the bowl is tilted, can you see me? I'm going to go this way. So okay. If the bowl is tilted this way or this way, something is going to spill. And what spills is your spine. Your spine is like the stem of a beautiful flower or the trunk of a tall, elegant tree. So it rises from the ground, the earth, from its foundation, and the deeper the roots, the taller, the more elegant the flower or the tree. So we want to be sure we're really over what's called sits bones. There's like a little pointy thing in the middle of our glutes. I have to find it. And you want your pelvis in neutral. So you sit toward the edge, the front edge of whatever you're sitting on, like a blanket or a towel or a bolster or whatever. And then you kind of slide. You don't sit in the middle. You kind of go to the front and slide a little. So and it brings you into upright position. It kind of catches the flesh, the padding, and you'll feel your sit bones kind of dig into the edge of your blanket or towels or whatever. So if you can't cross your legs comfortably, stretch them out in front of you, and also you can do this sitting in a chair. I want to remind everyone who has issues sitting like this, and I know people have had knee replacements or have knee issues, you have maybe hip replacements or hip issues, so this is very, very challenging. They call it easy pose, but it's not so easy. So please use a chair. If you need to, you can sit in the chair. This is the kitty. He's wondering what's going on. He's going to help me. He's my co-coach. Okay, so there's only three positions your hips can be in: neutral, or tilted back, and that's called cat tilt appropriately. We have a cat in the room. And what happens when we do this is sort of the slumping thing. So we do this a lot. We tend to do this. We slump. We call this slump asana. And when we slump, we overstretch this low back, the lumbar, okay? And it pulls it. So if we're tight anywhere in the lower body or even the upper, we tend to do this. And what happens is then we go straight and go, oh, wow. Oh, my aching back. Yes, back aches. Very, very common, okay? But if you overextend this way, which is what I used to do, then, okay, you're compressing the spine, and that's not good either. So we don't want either. We want neutral. And at first, this may seem really difficult to sit up straight, but if you sort of imagine there's a wall behind you, and the base of your skull is gently touching the wall, and your shoulders are touching the wall, and you look straight ahead, and then you want to feel your head sitting right on top of your shoulders. See how my head is right on top of my shoulders? Because if your head is tilting forward, and if you round, your head starts to drop forward like we do when we're on the phone, we're doing this, we're on the computer, and so forth. And so you have to look straight ahead, bring your head on your shoulders, okay? And breathe. Let your shoulders relax. Someone can't get on. Let me just send a quick message. Okay, I'm not going to do any more messages. Okay, so I want you to feel your ears are over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. Okay, and then to sit like this, sometimes you start getting uncomfortable. You have to breathe into it. So our natural tendency is to start to sort of collapse. But I want you to keep lifting up off the bowl of pelvis, and you lift through the front body and through the back body. Okay, your hands can just sit anywhere on your thighs. Don't push them so far forward that it brings you back into rounding. Okay, bring them back so you can sit nice and tall, even if you have to bend your elbows. Okay? And then I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes gently. And just go in and connect with your breath. Your in-breath and the out-breath. Your in-breath and your out-breath. I'm going to turn to face you. If you're coming in late, we're just finding alignment and seated. Check your pelvis. We don't want to tip back. We don't want to tip forward. We want neutral. And then the pose holds us. The alignment holds us. Okay? And there's always little adjustments. It's like when you're driving a car, you never freeze at the wheel. There's always little minor adjustments to keep coming back to center between the lines. It's the same thing. You're breathing, little movements, and just breathe into it. Let your shoulders soften but not slump. Soften at the jawline. So the base of the ears is the jawline. That's the strongest joint in the body, the strongest. So if you're clenching, you're creating tension all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. As they say in yoga, as above, so below. So maybe even separate your lips and teeth a little. And notice if you're clenching, if your tongue is hard, if your eyes are clenching, if you're thinking, are you squeezing at the brow line? Let it go. And breathe. Exhale. A nice deep and a big, deep, full lifting inhale. Expand, fill, receive. We'll be here a few minutes. And invariably, as you try and be quiet and try and be still, the mind goes into full gear. Okay? That's the ego. And the ego loves to distract you when you're trying to be still and quiet and find that nice meditative state. Oh, now here goes, my nose itches. Okay? Or I feel like I need to fidget with my hair or my shirt. Or I start thinking, oh, did I do this? Did I close that? Did I lock that? Did I do this? Did I do that? Or other random thoughts will bubble up. And what do we do with all that? We watch. We don't resist. We watch. It's like watching a movie. You step back and watch all these little thoughts and impressions and memories, maybe dreams coming up. Just watch them float by and see what comes up next. Deep breath. It's much like sitting and watching clouds pass by and see what the next cloud looks like. And let it go. And keep letting it go. And then just tuning in to the sound and the sensation of your breath. Don't force it. We don't want to push or pull. Just let it move with a little intention, okay? Because we want to create a rhythm, an even rhythm to the breath. We'll be here another, I'm not sure. I'll let you know. Just breathe. Close your eyes gently. If your mind is still active, lower the inner gaze. It helps quiet this frontal, busy thinking mind. So Look down toward your heart. Take your thinking around your heart or your abdominals, the emotional center. Okay? Now we're going to bring the hands into prayer position. We call this Anjali Mudra. It's right in front of the heart. Feel the fingers touch each other. Feel the heels of the hands. Today we're going to Om. Okay, we're going to Om 3 times because I'm alone in the house, so I can do that. So we take an inhale. Om is the sacred sound, okay? The beginning and end of all sounds. So let us do alternate nostril breathing. If you know it, I'd like you to just go ahead and do your practice. We'll do it for a few minutes. Okay, so if you don't know it and you've washed your hands, you can take your right hand and you use your ring, your thumb, and your ring finger. And they sit on the edges of your nose. I'll get closer. Sit nice and tall. It's like this. And they just sit lightly on the edges, okay? I'll do a side view. So when you inhale you just take an inhale on the left and change. Exhale on the right, just change. Inhale right. Exhale left. That's a round. Inhale, same side. Exhale, change. I'll show you front view. Sit nice and tall. Inhale right. Change for the exhale. Side. Exhale, change. Inhale, same side. Exhale, change. So continue on your own. Okay. And don't worry about how many rounds you're doing or anything. Just be with the practice, and I'll tell you when we're going to switch transition. Okay. longer. Sit nice and tall. If it begins to bother your shoulders, you can cup your elbow into your left hand, okay, to support. We don't want to create tension when we're trying to create balance. And this is a pranayama. Prana, the life force, yama, to regulate or control. This is one of the most basic, important practices that's beneficial for everyone, okay? It helps us to get centered and balanced. We are all a bag of dualities, okay? So those dualities are the male and the female energy, the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang, the warm and the cool, all those different things. They're all in us, but they can get a little out of whack. And now we're being pulled in so many directions, so we have to kind of come back into a place where we feel centered and in ourselves. Okay? So as you complete the next exhale on the left, I would like you to just finish your practice and let your hands rest again, your eyes closed. And we're just going to be with this, to just watch, observe the sensations, what comes up after the Nadi Shodhana. We don't need to put any adjectives, we just watch and feel it. Good, and let's bring the hands back to the heart. As we lower the gaze, let us send love, light, and healing to heart center. Our own, our loved ones, everyone, everywhere. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope some of you figured it out. Technologically, it's not that difficult. Once you get on, you just have to keep going. But right now, I'm under current post, and it's live. And like I said, you can always go back and check the videos, okay? And you can fast forward and back and so forth. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is we're going to lie back, and we're going to put support under our legs. And we're going to do that either if you have a bolster, if you happen to have a bolster, this is a bolster, okay, or the equivalent. So the equivalent can be a couple of blankets folded, some towels and blankets, whatever, but you want it to be maybe 4 or 5 inches tall. And when you lie back, be gentle. Just don't throw your body around. So we're going to take the legs over the bolster or blankets, and then we're just going to lie back. Ah, it feels so good. Okay, and kind of get your back muscles all relaxed. Okay, and stretch out your legs, your arms, and we're just going to lower onto the earth. Okay, so lie down, get comfortable. If you need something under your head, if you have tight shoulders, you might need to roll a towel or blanket under your neck, okay? Maybe a low pillow, but I want you to be sure and support the curves, okay? The curve of the neck and the curve of the low back. So don't flatten the cervical, okay? So now that we're here, and your breath is nice and even and consistent, let's just bring the right knee in, just kind of get the low back. A little support here, just breathe, just kind of see what's going on. So these initial stretches are like a little inventory. So we kind of experience what's going on. Am I tight here? What have I been doing? And there's no need to answer, but just kind of see what's going on. My shoulders might be a little tight, let them relax, breathe into it. I encourage you to flex your feet. That opens up the back of the calf and the Achilles tendon, gets into the sole of the feet and the toes. And then let's change. Okay, bring in the left, stretch out the right. Maybe notice one feels a little more whatever. Doesn't matter, just we notice. We just are in our own experience. We pay attention to our own experience. And when we do that, then we're really tuned into our body. So when there are changes, we don't ignore them.
And now, in what's all that's going on for all of us, we really need to tune in to our body and support our systems. Good. Now you're going to bend your knees, put your feet on top of the bolster or blankets. And we're going to cross our legs and rest them on top. So when I was sitting cross-legged, it's the same type of thing, but now I'm lying down. I'm crisscrossing my legs, ankle over ankle, shin over shin, relaxing my knees. I don't want my hips to lift up. So this is a passive hip opener. Okay, passive hip opener. You may need to adjust your position depending on how open or tight you are. But from the tailbone to the crown, you're totally grounded and relaxed. Okay? And just lie back, and I'm going to leave you here for maybe a minute. Okay? About a minute. Okay? So breathe. Close your eyes. Soften at the jawline. And relax. Try to relax. Now, you may hit an edge of discomfort, but don't ever go to pain. Don't ever go to pain. Okay? So just be mindful of that. We're not we're not in the no pain, no gain era anymore. Okay? And I like to say a lot of people who did the no pain, no gain are now getting knee replacements. Although it's really not funny anymore, is it? Okay, so just a few more breaths here. It doesn't matter, by the way, if you crossed your right leg over your left or your left over your right first, because now you're going to alternate, uncross, cross the other shin, leg, foot on top, and the other on the bottom. So this way we can create a little bit of balance. Okay, breathe. So we have a natural tendency, natural side first or the easier side first. If you're right-handed, I would guess the right leg on top was your first one, but it doesn't matter. It's just something we notice. So breathe into it. Now you've got your left over your right. Okay. Notice if your breath started getting a little irregular, just keep going back to a nice even flow. Maybe a 4 count, a 5 count. What do I mean by that? So however you count is fine. Just be consistent. So like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, whatever. Whatever you do, just be consistent, okay? On the in and the out breath. Good, okay. All right, now we're going to uncross. Bring the feet on top, knees bent. And this is a little more intense. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees relax apart. Now you may again have to how far away you are from the bolster or the blankets, but you create a prayer with your feet. Okay, so your feet, I go by the 3 points of touching. So the heel, the base of the big toe, and the base of the baby toe, when they touch those 3 points, if you touch at those 3 points, it protects your knees and keeps the integrity of the stretch and the pose. And if you keep those 3 points, and we'll talk about when we balance, you'll always be in balance, like a 3-legged stool. Okay, so bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees relax apart, and if it starts to get to you, okay, again, this is a passive hip opener. If you start to feel it, bring the knees together, wait, breathe, and then try again. Okay, we'll just be here a little bit longer. So it's a passive opener. And passive is so great because we don't want you to put effort. So you can go a little deeper and a little safer. Okay, so breathe. Good. Now we bring the knees back. Give yourself a hug. Oh, it feels good. It always feels good to roll around, massage this low back, shoulders. Then you can bring your feet back on top of the bolster or blankets, or wherever you've got, and we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Now, this is a passive leg cradle. So we're still doing hip opening, but we're doing passive. So your upper body is relaxed, your breathing is deep and full. And we breathe in. You don't want your hips turning up, okay? You want to be very mindful. And you gently flex your right foot, okay? And just breathe. You may feel a lot. You may feel not a lot. Maybe a little. It doesn't matter. You are getting a nice. And just breathe. And if you do this on your own, which I encourage, and you can also do this in a chair, by the way. You can sit on the chair. My left foot would be on the floor. My right ankle would be over across the thigh. I'll do a chair series in the future. And this is great for airplane if you're flying. Of course, no one's flying right now. But I tend to get a little stiff and almost sciatica when I'm sitting on those airplane seats for too long. So you can do this stretch, this leg cradle, and I'll show you also in the future how to use tennis balls. Okay, so let's uncross. Let's do the other side. So left over right. Ooh, this side, I can feel it right away. I felt my left side today. Okay, so I'm going to breathe into it. I don't want to resist it. I just want to breathe into where I'm feeling the little feedback, the hot spot. We don't want to ignore the hot spots. We don't want to push into hot spots. It's just imagine maybe you're surrounding it with your breath, slowly melting the edges, relaxing with the breath into it. Great. And let's uncross. And just one more time, bring in the right knee, stretch out your left leg, flex both feet. Don't pull the leg. You can hold your knee, your shin, or the back of your thigh gently. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. We don't want to open up one area at the expense of another. Okay. And then just change with your breath. Bring in the left, stretch out the right. Supports the low back, the core. Good. And then we're going to bring the knees in. I want you to roll onto one side. Use the upper arm and hand to slowly come up. Slow, because we've been on our back. And sometimes we get a little rush, okay, in the head. So I'm going to move my blankets out of the way. I'm on a carpet and a mat, so I don't need any more support. But if you're only on a floor, if you're on a hard floor, you might want to put a blanket under your knees. So let me just adjust here. It's up to you. If you have blocks, it would be a good idea to have them. If you have one or two, would be great. Okay. If not, we'll modify. We don't need them right yet. Okay. So we're coming on to hands and knees. And I want to do what we call hip and rib rolls. So it's literally rolling the hips, big barrel movements. Oh, I just got an adjustment on my low back. I heard a little pop. All directions. And as I move my hips, of course, the other parts of my body respond. My shoulders, my head, arms, and I just find a spontaneous movement to kind of get into the areas that my body wants me to. And it's very fluid. And we use hands that are very strong, elephant hands, and we use little bird hands. So when we come up, when we lift up, it brings the energy up. We get into the lymphatic system. And we just move the breath through us. What we need to do always is breath and movement. Okay, so just continue with that for a little bit more. And your eyes can be open or closed as you're doing that. Open or closed. If you like, you can do little cobra movements. Feels good. And then we're going to do cat and dog. Cat, dog. In some practices, it's called cat, cow. I like cat, dog. Okay? Because again, there are only 3 positions of your pelvis. Neutral. Okay. I'll just show you, just to remind you, this is neutral. When I'm teaching the poses, I'll say dog tilt, cat tilt. It took me a while to kind of even learn it myself. So this is neutral. Cat tilt is tilting back. The tailbone comes under, sort of that rounding. And notice what happens when I do that. My whole spine rounds. Would be slumping and seated, okay? Then the dog, think of a dog wagging its tail. Lift this little tail up, and look what happens. The pelvis tips forward, my spine moves up, and my shoulders move back. So, neutral, cat, dog. So as we do cat, and we roll the tail, we do it safely, everything rounds and we open up, and then that wave of the dog lifts up and back. So, cat, we start the tailbone, and dog. Okay, so we're on all fours. Take an inhale and an exhale. When you're ready, as you inhale, the tailbone moves back and down, and the spine follows. Everything follows to the crown. Here's my cat. And now the dog. The dog lifts its tail up and back, and then everything responds and lifts forward. Don't pull the chin back. Okay, lift through the crown of the head. And then continue with your breath as you find your flow. It's an even flow. The arms are strong. Eyes open or closed. Now, if you've done this for a while, you can add a piece to this. So inhale. As you exhale, you can roll the toes under. And then as you do your dog, it really opens up the shoulders and the chest. Okay? Notice how I'm not pointing at the chin, I'm lengthening. And continue, please. Let's do about 3 or 4 more rounds, okay? Breathe. This is so good. You should do this every day. And as you continue, you can also do this seated. Okay, you don't have to be on all fours. If you have wrist or shoulder issues, you can do the same thing seated. And also, you can take up pieces of these stretches and poses and create your own little practice. You don't have to do an hour and a half every day. Even if you do 15 minutes and just what you feel, but what's the best is just to be consistent. Be consistent, okay? That's why classes are so great, because they kind of force us in a good way into a routine. And once we develop a routine, then we start to feel the benefits, and it's wonderful. Okay, a little more. Good. All right, now we're going to do thread the needle. Thread the needle. Okay, it's a twist. So I'm on all fours. I roll the toes under. Now, if you have shoulder issues or neck issues, have a blanket handy or a small pillow, okay? Just in case. Okay, so we're doing a twist, and twists are really important and beneficial when they're done properly. We want to make sure the spine is fully elongated, and I'm going to thread my right hand through and past my left wrist. I'm going to lower my ear and shoulder right in the middle of my mat. Okay? So as I do that, as I come onto my right ear and shoulder, I don't shorten my spine, and I don't pull to the left. I want to be right in the middle. Why? Because I want my spine to be elongated and then a gentle twist. That's beneficial. If you tweak it and twist, that's not beneficial. It actually will do more harm than good. Okay, so be very, very careful. Now, again, if you do that, you do it again, and say your shoulder doesn't work at this, just put your head on a pillow. Just elevate so you can rest your head and your arm. Okay, your left arm can be, you can bend the elbow, you can stretch it alongside your ear like this, or out to the side. It doesn't matter. What's important is that you do a gentle twist and you breathe. Breathe here. Breathe. Should be a spiraling twist. Okay, a little more. Good. Good. Now we're going to come up, press up on inhale, and let's do a little cat dog in between, okay? So just do like 3 rounds. Just kind of inhale and exhale. So we just come back to neutral. Just do a few. And then we're going to make sure your spine is elongated, knees under your hips. We'll do the other side. So the left arm slides past the right wrist. If you need a blanket, use it. And the left side of your skull and your left shoulder are in the center of your mat. Okay, so go ahead and do the left side on your own. Breathe. Good. Okay, and let's come back up onto all fours, gently. Let's do a little bit of cat dog again. So just maybe 3 rounds. And now we're going to do down dog, okay? So just maybe bring your hands a few inches forward. As you inhale, curl the toes under. Use your exhale to lift up, up, up. Ah, yeah. And first one of the day. So let's just kind of test drive our down dog. Walk the dog, bicycle the legs, relax the weight of the head, shake out the cobwebs, breathe. Gently humping the legs. And it's a dog tilt, dog pose, dog tilt. So if you're rounding, if you're like this, then you need to bend the knees, tilt your tailbone up to the sky. What it means, if you're doing this, is that you're tight somewhere. You're tight in the calves or the hamstrings or the low back. So just keep at like this and breathe. And down dog. Okay? Be mindful of your wrists and shoulders. We're coming into a plank. Inhale forward. So you don't want your bottom sticking up. You may have to roll your feet back a little, but don't collapse like this, okay? Please don't do that. I don't even like to demonstrate it. So you want to feel like your front body's lifting your back body. Breathe. And on an exhale, back to down dog. Up and back we go. And again, let's do a little plank. Do what you can. If this doesn't work, just lower the knees, breathe, come back, and back. Okay, do what you can. If you can hold a plank, let's hold it. If you can't, it's okay. Do what you can, then either lower the knees or go back to down dog. Breathe, breathe. Don't let your head drop. Look out. Your head weighs a lot. Good. Okay, and then back we go. So now we're going to step forward on the right side. Okay, so I'm going to bring my feet a little closer. I'm going to get a little momentum. And I'm going to look where I want my right foot to end. So say you push off, but your foot only goes here. It's okay. Wait. Take it. Get it where you want it. If you have blocks, you can use blocks under your hands. Okay? If you don't, it's okay. You can use your knuckles, fists, or little bird hands. Don't push into the knee. Your knee doesn't pass your heel. If you have a block, I'd like you to put it under your left hand. If you don't, you can come on your knuckles or fist. And we're going to twist to the right. Now I'm going to open up and twist and bring my right arm out to the side. I'll change sides so you can see me. Sorry. Still learning. Okay, so it would look something like this. Knee over heel, and my right arm parallel to the floor, and I'm going to take an inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to twist, just like I did in thread the needle, just a little. Okay, turn from your center and wait. On the exhale, a little more. Maybe a little more. You should be able to see your right thumb. Don't push it. Good, good. And down we come. And step back into down dog. Wait, lift, and back you go. Okay. And then we're going to step forward on the left. Same thing, push off. Get that foot where you want it. Take your time. If you have a block, you can do it on fingerprints, knuckles, or fists. It's a little easier with some kind of support. And then you turn to your left. Wait. Inhale, do nothing. Turn on exhales. Be gentle but persistent. Okay, breathe. Good. Then when you exhale, bring the left hand down. Okay. And, all right, bring the right hand down and remove the block and step up into a forward bend. Get your footing, get really solid into your legs, your feet, and when you're ready, coming up. And we're going to go into chair pose. So chair pose is like you're sitting on a really low chair. It's a little combination of cat and dog because you want to feel the curve but not tuck under. You want to be able to see your toes, okay, and the roots of your toes. Don't push into the knees, lift back. Bring your arms up by your ears, breathe. And then we're going to come up and hands to the heart. Good. Okay, let me fix this so you can see my head. I'll move back a little. We're going to do half sun salutes now. Okay. But I'm going to add a piece to the half sun salute. So bring your hands to your heart. And we're bringing the arms overhead. And then we're going to go into a little chair. And then inhale, over, and fold. Come up halfway, open the book. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up we go. And back to the heart. Arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, inhale, over we go. I'm just going to do 3 like that. And over. Big wingspan. Stretch out with your inhale. Back to the heart. And one more. Arms overhead. And chair. Let's hold chair. And then rising up. And over we go. Bend your knees if you're tight. And half open the book. Close the book and hold. So let's go into the rest of a sun salute. We're going to step back on the right into a lunge. Again, do what you can do, okay? Just do what you can do. We're going into down dog, so you might have to bring your knuckles or fists down, get your hands down. Exhale, lift, and step back and up. Try and into down dog. Inhaling, we come into a plank. And then we do 8-point pose. So we're going to lower the knees. We're going to hug the elbows as we bring our sternum down between our thumbs, chest and chin. and then a cobra. We're going to hold cobra for a moment. Okay, so I want you to really get your alignment in cobra. It's really important. So your legs are together. Feel your toes and feet press into your mat. If you're on your forearms are parallel. Notice my shoulders over my elbow. My middle finger aligns with my elbow. So my arms are parallel. I kind of stick my hands into the mat and I lift upward. My navel is lifting up toward my heart toward my crown. Breathe, strong legs. Good. And we go back to down dog on exhales. So begin, take an in-breath, exhale, up we go. If it takes you more than one round of breath, it's okay. Don't worry. And we're going to step up on the right. So get a little mojo going, push off, up you go. When you're ready, push off with the back foot, coming into a forward bend. And then we come all the way up. Big wingspan up, we come, and back to the heart. Okay. So the left side, okay? The left side, I'll do it with you, I'll cue you, but I want you to do it at your own flow. I'm going to just cue you in case you're not familiar with it. If you are familiar, just go for it. Do the left side on your own, okay? I'm going to move about a 4-count breath. So arms overhead, over, swan dive, half, forward bend, lunge, down dog, plank, 8-point pose, cobra, back to down dog, and we step forward on the left and the right, and up we go. So just wait. If you're still in the flow, that's fine. So if we were in a class, we would wait for our classmates to finish. We don't start jiggling around. We wait to hold that space and that energy. Okay. So now I'd like to do some standing poses with you. Okay, we're going to do a nice, the 3 basic poses: triangle, warrior 2, and side angle pose. I just love that order. So come into about the center of your mat, mountain pose. So second toe straight ahead. That's sort of our default, where we always start all of our standing poses. Okay, and stand up really straight. So here's your alignment as well. Now neutral pelvis, and feel your head on your shoulders. Feel the upper body lift off the lower body. When you're ready, take about a leg, they call it a leg length stance, which is like 3 to 3.5 feet for most of us, okay? So if you peek down, your second toe should still be straight ahead, okay? Just like your mountain pose, it's just boom, they come apart. Then we're gonna pivot to our right. So turn on one heel and then the other heel. Why? The heels. It keeps your heels in alignment, okay? So now I'm turned as like 45-degree angle, and my back foot's turned in 45, my right foot's turned out 90. Let your arms extend like wings. So to create the triangle, we extend over the right side, follow our hand, our middle finger, breathe till it finds our right leg, the shin or the thigh. Okay? We don't want to overreach. We don't want to overreach and pull off of alignment. That'll create issues. So I'll be right in alignment. And your left arm will just feel like it's in alignment with the right. Because look at my arms. See? They're still in alignment. And when I turn toward the twist, I turn like I turned in thread the needle. I turn from here. I turn from my core, your heart, your belly button, your sternum, your center, your spine. However you can identify with your center, that's where you turn from, not the shoulders, not the shoulders, okay? So you turn from your center and you stay in alignment and you breathe. So all your organs and tissues and muscles and ligaments, everything's getting this wonderful breath, vitality, strengthening. Good. So up we go now. We'll just go right into Warrior Two here. So I'm going to go a little longer. If your arms are tired, put them on your hips. It's okay. About 4 to 6 inches. And I want my neutral pelvis, not tilted. So I'm going to bend my knee over my heel, but I'm not going to lean into it. I'm going to bend, but keep in alignment. Then my arms extend out like wings. But my gaze is over the right hand, into the horizon. Because it's called warrior. And it's a warrior, it's a spiritual warrior. And the warrior is always centered and grounded and strong. We need that now, don't we? So we breathe into it. Try and use these muscles to extend the arms. Breathe. Focus your gaze. And then we're going into a side angle. So we bend. This is the way I do it with you. And we extend from here. Reach, look over your elbow till your forearm connects. And then you turn. And again, it's like thread the needle, isn't it? We're turning as we exhale from the ribs, from the center. And then we bring the left arm gently alongside the ear. Gently alongside the ear. And breathe into it. Stay strong in the left leg. And then we come up. We straighten, pivot, and back we come to mountain pose. Okay. How'd you do? Sorry, I had to close the door. Okay, we might hear some external noises soon. Let's do the other side. What do you think? So, a reminder is that you can always send me messages. You can text me. You can email me. My email is victoria.lifestyleyoga@gmail.com. Okay, or you can put them on my Facebook page, and I'll get back to you. Okay, take a leg length stance. Pivot to your left. So notice how your hips turn at an angle, and then let your arms float apart. When you're ready, go into triangle, extend, follow your left hand. Okay, it's eye to hand. Trust your body. Your ego might try to take you somewhere else. Don't listen. Don't listen. Trust your body. It wants to be safe. And then you gently start to turn from the ribs, turn your whole torso to your right, and your right arm will be in alignment with your left. Look, see? Okay, if you're tight and your arm's doing something like this, don't worry. If it hurts your shoulder, no problem. Put your hand on your hip. Turn from your center. Breathe. So if you're doing these on your own, hold for at least 5 breaths. Those of you who've been practicing for a long time, try 8 breaths with each pose, once you're in the pose. Up. Warrior Two. So I'm going to go a little longer. And then as I bend the knee, I stay centered. And then the arms stretch apart. You follow your gaze over the left hand. Notice my arms form a straight line. I can look from one to the other. And again, about 5 of your breaths. And And then let's gently go into side angle. Again, we turn from the center, use the left arm for leverage. 5 nice deep breaths. This is called side angle pose, Parshva Konasana, because your whole flank, side flank pose. And then up we go. Use the strength of the left leg. Straighten, pivot, and back we go. Center. Let your arms rest at your sides. Close your eyes. Check in with your breath. So these standing poses are the sun, the male energy. Okay. So they build up the heat. They activate the breath. All of our systems benefit. Lots of oxygenation, which we need, especially now. Okay. Good. Okay, so let's do a balance pose. And I'm going to let you choose on your own. Those of you who come to classes can do tree pose on your own, or you can even try half moon on your own. Or if there's another balancing pose, even crescent is a good one. Those of you who want to do crescent, you start in mountain, step back into like a little lunge. So you're on the ball of the back foot, but you're not pushing into the knee. And then the arms overhead. And look straight ahead. Now you can hold this for about 5 breaths. Then you can take it to another level and step up, straightening the front leg, and then extending the back leg. Lift up, breathe. If balance isn't in the cards, just tap down, tap down, tap down. And then you can come forward and wait. Another great way to do that is with a wall or a chair. Okay, you can rest your hands. We can lean toward a chair or a wall and just bounce off of those. Okay, so do a balance pose both sides on your own. You can do what I just did again, or if you're doing tree pose, do that. Half moon without a wall is a little more ambitious, but you might want to try it. You start in basically what would be a triangle or leg length stance. I'm going to use a block. You can pivot. And then you start to come forward and you put the block in front of the last 2 toes, about 6 inches out. And then you wait, you take a step until your arm is solid like a post. If there's more, as you straighten the right leg, the left leg will extend up. Okay, I'm looking down, which is a good way for beginners, just for my focus. When you're ready to come out, you can just lower, wait, and then come up. Okay. So I try that. If you have a wall behind you, even better. Okay. Now on the left, you would step like into a long triangle. You extend over. I'm on a mat and a carpet, so I don't have as solid as a foundation as I would like. Okay, so you have to think about that too. And then you just come forward a little. And then when you straighten the left leg, it's going to be a challenge on this side. It's too cushy, but anyway. It lifts up. And breathe. No talk. Okay? Talking and doing are kind of a challenge. Okay? Do what you can on both sides. I'm just going to wait another half minute for you. And when you finish, you just come into center. Back to the first pose of yoga, mountain pose, which is just aligning with self. Breathe into it. Good. Okay. So when you're ready, come to the front of your mat one more time. I'll take you to the floor safely. Again, if that isn't something you can do, you can go onto a chair. What we are going to do is called dolphin. So before I take you there, I want to show you close up the hands and the arms for dolphin. Basically, it's like a down dog on your forearms. Okay, so it's a little more intense. So if you have shoulder issues, be very, very mindful. It gets into different muscles. Okay, you might like down dog, you feel cross. This one you're going to feel all down into here. But it's also a great option if you have wrist and shoulder issues. Okay, so we're going to come onto the floor and we're going to come onto our forearms. And then we want to align our forearms. We want our elbows under our shoulders, because if they're off alignment, we're going to stress something. How do we tell they're there? Well, we can do it visually, but also we cup the palms on our elbows. See how that brings me right, or onto our biceps. And that brings me right into alignment. Then when we bring the arms out and interlace, we don't let the elbows flop apart. We have to keep the elbows there. Then we interlace our hands. I like to spoon my pinkies one inside the other, like that. And then we take the heels of the hands apart. Okay, so if you notice, from my knuckles to my wrist to my elbow, it's a straight line. There's no collapsing or bending. My thumbs, I do my thumbs like so. My thumbs are over my pinkies. Okay, this is my foundation. It's pretty much an equilateral triangle. And so when I come onto my forearms like this, I have the support I need. Okay, all right, let's try it. I'll talk you through it. Okay, just do what you can. If you're new to this, do what you can. If you're not new and you know it, great, let's go. Okay. So you're still standing, I forgot. Okay, so let's bring the hands to the heart. Stretch overhead. Over we go. Step back on either foot. Step back on the other. Now we're going to bring the knees down and we're going to come onto our forearms. Okay, so lower your forearms. I'm going to bring my camera closer. Okay, can bring your camera. You can still see me. Thank you for bearing with camera work here. Okay. Okay, not so bad. Okay, so I come down. I cup my hands on my elbows. Place them. I keep them there. I interlace my hands. I spoon my pinkies and bring the pads of the thumbs together. Separate the heels of your hands and look at the triangle you've created. Okay, now we're going to turn the toes under. Take a nice big inhale and do a little bit of cat. As you exhale, up come the hips. So, don't worry about your heels touching. Your hair might touch the mat, but your scalp should not. If it is, your elbows have flopped apart. So if you're touching the mat with your skull, stop and start over. Okay. Always go through the sequence for safety. It's so important. And that becomes your habit. And that's what the body learns. It learns to do it correctly. Okay, and we breathe. You can bend your knees, come away from your hands, but don't just bring all the way into your elbows. Use your whole forearms. Okay, breathe. Breathe. When you're ready, lower and take a child's pose, any version of a child's pose, okay? Release. Good. And just relax into it, breathe. Because we're going to do another one. So if that was enough, you can stay in child's pose or come onto your back and just rest, okay? But we are going to do one more, maybe two, we'll see. It's just to give you options and to see where we can go with it. Nothing is required. So let's come again. Always check. Interlace. Get your position. So this time we're going to do dolphin, and then we're going to do diving dolphin, which is like a plank in dolphin. So first we exhale up. And for diving, as we inhale, we roll our toes back and we bring our chin over or past our thumbs. And exhale back. Inhale, extend. Exhale back. I'll try and hold it. Inhale, hold, breathe, 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 and back, and rest, and rest. Okay, and that's it for today, for dolphin. Okay, rest into a child's pose or comfortable pose. This is another pose you can do on a counter or on a wall or a chair. Okay, and it's all about range of motion, flexibility, and strengthening. We want to strengthen that upper body. Okay, great. Doing great. Okay, now we're going to grab our blankets, come up from your child's pose, where we are, come to seated. With a lot of stuff here. With your legs out in front of you. We did this the other day. This is called staff pose. So you're sitting in neutral, as neutral as you can get. It's a little more of a down dog, of a dog tilt than a cat. Your legs in front of you. Now, if you're really tight in the back body, I know some of you are, you can slide your heels up, and that brings your pelvis into neutral. Okay. Okay, someone's doing gardening. It's garbage day, so who knows? All kinds of exterior noses. Okay, so we're going to do a little twist in staff pose. Okay, sit nice and tall. Take a nice long inhale, and then start to turn to your left. To your left, just a little. And then inhaling, wait, another turn. So again, it's the twist like all the other twists we've done. Like thread the needle and the twist in your standing poses. It's not any different. You still want to elongate and gently move. Elongate and gently move. And you'll hit a point where you're there. You'll just know. You have to pay attention. And don't keep pushing. Just be there. Breathe into it. And after your torso has kind of done what it can do, your head might go a little more. And then your eyes will look over your left shoulder. Okay? Once you're there, hold for 5 more breaths. Keep your legs extended and energized. And keep your spine nice and tall. Okay? Don't pull your right shoulder in. Stay open. And when you've completed, just gently ease back. Wait, and we'll do the other side. So we inhale, and we just start a little turn to the right. If you do it too fast, you won't go deep enough. We want to really go deep into the little muscles. And this is about lungs, heart, and everything else. Okay, all those other organs, tissues. So we really want to get deep. This is detoxing, flushing out, staying vibrant, healthy, our immune system, our respiratory system, our circulatory system. Okay, we want those operating at full tilt, always, especially now. Good. And a few more breaths. Looking over your shoulder. It's good for your eyes. And back we go. Okay. So now, we're almost there. Shavasana. So, we're going to lie down. And if you want, I feel you get cool, have a blanket or your socks or sweater, whatever, have that all ready. Turn off the lights. We're going to ease into one more little reclining pose and then relaxation. Okay. So when you lie back, be careful to not stress anything. And the first impulse will be just to roll around. Just roll around. Especially after a twist. It feels so good. Okay, and just relax, go around, massage. And then we're going to do a very gentle movement. We did this on Tuesday, and I really like this. So you bring your feet to the opposite sides of the mat. Okay? With your knees bent, and let your arms rest to your sides, a little lower than your shoulders. And as you exhale, just let your knees gently rock to one side. And as you inhale, let them sway back to the middle. And then to the other. So the exhales, they lower. Inhales, they come back up. And your feet will roll onto the edges. You'll roll onto one hip, the other, one side. It's a very gentle motion, like a wave. And you might find that your head wants to turn the opposite. So as your knees gently go to the right, your head looks to your left, and continue. Eyes open or closed. So it's a very soft, gentle movement. So continue with that for a little bit. And then, we're home a lot. We're not doing all our normal activities. If you find yourself stiff or tight or sitting too much or whatever, this is a great way to de-stress the back muscles, the shoulder muscles, and so forth. Okay, it's sort of like gently moving and unwinding. Okay, so continue with that just a little bit more. You can't do too much of this, but don't force the knees. Let your body create the motion, your breath and your body. So yes, we are part of the movement, but we don't want to try to do too much. Okay, great. So the next time your knees rock to the left, just leave them there. Just leave them there, maybe 5 breaths. Okay, just maybe 5, maybe 6, it's okay. Just soft. Don't force anything. We want to be nice to our knees. The knees are the weakest joint in the body, okay? Some of us have learned that the hard way. After 5 or so breaths, inhale back to the center and then the other side. The same, just let them kind of stay there. Breathe into that edge. And when you're done with all that, the final pose, the final gift of our practice is relaxation, Shavasana. Okay, so you can use something under your legs, a bolster or blankets, and I recommend something, especially because it's bare for your low back. And if you need something under the curve of the neck, just use a little roll of a towel or a small blanket. Just a little bit, like that. That's all you need. And it's on the curve of the neck, behind. So something like this. I'll get you there, and I'll leave you there for about a while. Okay? And I'll bring you out of it. So come up and keep your knees bent. Lie back. Get this a little bit of a roll under your neck. See? And then stretch out your legs. Maybe stretch out. And your arms away from your sides. Take a deep inhale and then release. Just sink into it. And another. And let it be a letting go. A letting go. A letting go. Because this is all about doing absolutely nothing and just settling into self. Let your whole being relax, be in a stillness. be here a few minutes. vibration of any sound, song, music, reverberates through us, touches the chords, and just find ourselves coming back to the breath gently, segueing back from wherever you drifted off. It's a good thing. If you drift off, it's fine. And while you're resting, your body is still working on your behalf. That's the beauty of it. So just take a few breaths, stretch, yawn, maybe stretch out those arms and legs. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And eventually, we turn onto our side with our knees bent and our eyes closed. And I'd like to share, again, as I do at every session, a poem from Hafez. Hafez, Hafiz, was a Sufi master in the tradition of Rumi, and he's quite wonderful. This is called Your Mother and My Mother. Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions. For your mother and my mother were friends. I know the innkeeper in this part of the universe. Get some rest tonight. Come to my verse again tomorrow. We'll go speak to the friend together. I should not make any promises right now, but I know if you pray, somewhere in this world, something good will happen. God wants to see more love and playfulness in your eyes, for that is your greatest witness to Him. Your soul and my soul once sat together in the beloved's womb playing footsie. Your heart and my heart are very, very old friends. So maybe I'll put that on my Facebook page today for you to have. So let you come up. Almost forgot. And we'll seal our practice, our time together, with a namaste invocation. If you don't know it, just say what you can. I did post it earlier last week. Okay. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of peace, of light, and of truth. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Om Shanti. Peace to you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week. I am going to ask your thoughts if, since this is indefinite, to do live Facebook video about moving it earlier, maybe 9:30 Pacific time. You can let me know your thoughts on that. I welcome your comments, your emails, your feedback, and thank you. Be well. Stay home. Stay safe. See you soon. Thanks for coming.